Again, hello. Welcome to Hatty Waiver Wire Guru. Getting ready to go to week 6. Got quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends for you. We'll start off with quarterbacks. Got no grabs this week. Go right to the watch list. I am watching Andy Dalton. I've talked about him before. If you're in a 2 QB league, then you definitely can pick him up and you can start him in 2 QB league. Dynasty league, definitely take note. And everybody else, just watch him. He's doing pretty well. He's coming along, and with every game, he's going to get more experience. Moving on to your spot starters. First one, Kyle Orton's probably going to the bench. Tim Tebow's going to be the starter. And Tim Tebow's going to be a lot like a Cam Newton, where he's going to get about 30 yards on the ground and a touchdown, and then probably about 150 yards in the air and a touchdown. But he's going to throw his fair share of interceptions. So just know that going into it. That's what you can expect from Tim Tebow. The other one that I like is Curtis Painter as a spot starter every week. 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. 250 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's going to be what it's going to be the rest of the season. And that's not bad for a spot starter. Moving on to running backs, there's no one to grab, but definitely watch Earnest Graham with LeGarrette Blount getting an injury. If you watch what's going on with Blount, that'll tell you what to do with Graham. If Blount's going to start, forget Graham. If Blount's out, Graham's a good one to have. And in deep leagues, go ahead and stash him right now. Also, Donald Brown with Adai going down, the injury, we don't know the extent, but it doesn't look very good. But you have Donald Brown, who will get some carries, but the guy to own, the spot starter here, is Delone Carter. He's the one that's going to be getting the lion's share of the work. He's still going to be some running back by committee there, but Delone Carter is the guy to own. Then also, Jackie Battle. Jackie Battle doesn't have that burst. You know, towards the end of last week, Haley was like, let's use this guy, see what he does. And he threw up about 120 yards on the ground and 20 in the air. Do not expect that every week. He doesn't have that burst, but he is somebody to spot start. And I don't think he's this year's Peyton Hillis, but he is somebody that I am stashing in a number of leagues for sure. Moving on to wide receivers, got a couple grabs. The first one is Darius Hayward-Bay. The thing I like about him and why he's a grab is he has great after-the-catch ability. He'll catch it, break a couple tackles, get those extra yards, and that's definitely a sign of a solid receiver. So Darius Hayward-Bay would be somebody I'd grab. Also, the big one that, well, you'll see him come up is Greg Little. He now has become the starter. He's going to be the starter every week, and in the slot is a good place to be in Cleveland. So Greg Little is the guy. Definitely grab him now. Also, moving on to watch, Devin Aromashodu. Bernard Berrien skips a couple team meetings. They bench him. Aromashodu comes out, looks pretty good, but he's just someone I'd watch right now. Don't go crazy for him. Spot starter, I talk about him every week, and I'm going to keep talking about him. Victor Cruz, he's a guy to own, can spot start for you. He's looking very solid. He's putting up solid numbers. Definitely be someone, he's a spot starter. I was wrong about Jacoby Jones last week. He saw 11 targets this week, caught 1 pass. That is ridiculous. So Kevin Walter is going to get more looks now, and you'll see him, while Andre Johnson is out, be a consistent performer. Then Julio Jones gets an injury in the first half of last night's game. The guy who would benefit is Harry Douglas. So if Jones is out, Harry Douglas is a good spot starter. So keep an eye on that situation. Harry Douglas is kind of the sleeper to know about there. And then finally in tight ends, there's 2 of them. I keep talking about them. There's not a whole lot of tight ends out there, but you have Jermaine Gresham in Cincinnati, who we've talked about. For TD-only leagues, he's the one to own. The other guy we've talked a lot about is Jared Cook. Still going to see lots of targets. He's the PPR league guy to own. That's it for week 6. Go to Hatty Waiver Wire Guru if you need some help on your rankings. I'll have those for you there. If you have questions, go to the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Hatty Waiver Wire Guru. You can ask your questions there, and we'll answer them for you. Other than that, good luck with the bye weeks.